We are going to learn Vammika Sutta, the discourse on the ant hill. Thus have I heard, at one time the Lord was staying near Savatthi in the Jetha Grove, Anathapindika's monastery. Now at that time the Venerable Kumara Kashyapa was staying in the blind men's grove. Then when the night was fast spent, a certain Deva with glorious skin, having illuminated the whole of the blind men's grove, approached the Venerable Kumara Kashyapa and having approached, stood at one side. While standing at one side, this Deva spoke thus to Venerable Kumara Kashyapa: Monk, monk, this ant hill smokes by night, blazes by day. A Brahman speak thus, bringing a tool, clever one, dig it up. The clever one, digging when he had brought a tool, saw a bolt and said, Bolt, revered one. The Brahmin spoke thus, Take the bolt, dig on, clever one, bringing a tool. The clever one, digging on when he had brought a tool, saw a frog. A frog, revered one. The Brahman spoke thus, Take out the frog, dig on, clever one, bringing a tool. The clever one, digging on when he had brought a tool, saw a forked path and said, A forked path. The Brahman spoke thus, Take out the forked path, dig on, clever one, bringing a tool. The clever one, digging on when he had brought a tool, saw a strainer and said, A strainer. The Brahman spoke thus, Take out the strainer, dig on, clever one, bringing a tool. The clever one, digging on when he had brought a tool, saw a tortoise and said, A tortoise. The Brahman spoke thus, Take out the tortoise, dig on, clever one, bringing a tool. The clever one, digging on when he had brought a tool, saw a slaughterhouse and said, A slaughterhouse. The Brahman spoke thus, Take out the slaughterhouse, dig on, clever one, bringing a tool. The clever one, digging on when he had brought a tool, saw a piece of flesh and said, A piece of flesh. The Brahman spoke thus, Take out the piece of flesh, dig on, clever one, bringing a tool. The clever one, digging on when he had brought a tool, saw a cobra and said, A cobra. The Brahman spoke thus, Let the cobra be, do not touch the cobra, do reverence to the cobra. If you, monk, having approached the Lord, were to ask him about these questions, then you could remember as the Lord explains to you. I, monk, do not see anyone in the world with its devas, with its maras, with its brahmas, in creation, with its recluses and brahmans, its devas and men, who could turn his mind to expounding these questions except a Tathagata or a Tathagata's disciple, or one who has heard the teaching from them. Thus spoke the Deva and vanished then and there, having said this. Then the Venerable Kumara Kashyapa approached the Lord towards the end of the night. Having approached, having greeted the Lord, he sat down at a respectful distance. As he was sitting down at a respectful distance, Venerable Kumara Kashyapa spoke thus to the Lord and explained what happened that night. Having said this one, so you can see on the third page, it says, the Venerable Kumara Kashyapa is asking, now what, Lord, is the ant hill? What is smoking by night? What is blazing up by day? What is the Brahman? Who the clever one? What is the tool? What the digging up? What the bolt? What the frog? What the forked path? What the strain? What the tortoise? What the slaughterhouse? What the piece of flesh? What the cobra? The ant hill, monk, this is a synonym for the body made of the four great elements, originated from mother and father, nourished on gruel and sour milk, of a nature to be constantly rubbed away, pounded away, broken up and scattered. So here that Buddha is saying the ant hill is a synonym for the body. So here we have marked that these four great elements in the diagram just underneath the birth. So here you can see there is this anthill already written over here. How does we get this anthill? From the coveting and greed. If you draw 4 lines to the line harsh speech, frivolous talks and slander, that is the bottom part of this pyramid. So you are getting some sort of a pyramid. And there is a red pyramid here. That is, there is body type of misapprehension. You draw 4 lines to line harsh speech, frivolous talks and slander, then you get this red pyramid. What this one is actually showing is that 2 types of persons. One is that person with the craving temperament. The other one is that have got the view type person. So inside that one, that is the view type person. This is the anthill. So when if you ask view temperament person and what do you call self, then that person would be telling you that it is all of them, this form, feeling, perception, volitional formation and consciousness. If you ask a craving person, that person would be saying that it's only the form or the feeling, one of them. So it is difficult to sort of give medicine for this view temperament person because this particular part is coming and taking hold of the whole space inside from this pyramid. Red pyramid will expand up to the coveting and greed level. So they need to sort of do concentration meditations, and then if they recall past births and then see that I was a dog, I was ant and so on, so they whatever the soul and part from here will go down, and then other discourse can take him towards the path of Nibbana. And so the meditation part over here, the 4 great elements, element of extension, the excrement outside is the element of extension, it is not mine, and so on. So then Buddha is saying, whatever monk one thinks upon and ponders upon during the night, concerning the day's affairs, this is smoking by night. And whatever affairs monk one sets going by day, whether by body, speech or thought, having pondered and reflected upon them during the night, this is blazing up by day. So that is us, isn't it? We are going to sleep and then you are not sleeping, you are thinking, tomorrow morning I have to make sandwiches to children, take food to the temple and so on. So you are thinking what I am going to do tomorrow. So the tomorrow comes, then we are sort of blazing up by day, because if you ask, you are saying my head is on fire, I am doing this work and so on, I have to do this. So then it says Brahman, a monk, this is a synonym for the Tathagata, perfect one, fully self-awakened one. And the clever one, monk, this is synonym for a monk who is a learner. So learner is that, Seka in Pali, that you have this first, second, third and the fourth Arahant, the path attainment. If someone has got the Arahantship and then has destroyed these cankers, then that person is not a seeker, not a learner. So all the others are learners. Digging monk, this is a synonym for the effort. The bolt monk, this is a synonym for the ignorance. So, and then take out the bolt, get rid of the ignorance, dig clever one, bring a tool. This is the meaning of that one. So now we have marked, you say the tool is a synonym for R in intuitive wisdom. So we have marked the wisdom over here, and also the bolt is marked in red. So normally this bolt we are talking about is not the sort of a lock that we are putting to the normal doors. You know that old kitchens in Sri Lanka got this wooden sort of a stick, across, cover, joining three pieces, three places like the two from the door frame and the middle. So it's something like a door bolt over there. So how do we get that one? Because we are spinning from this physical nutriment, barb of lust. When we are spinning, then it generates sort of a wave, and that wave is going to the right side, and then the barb of delusion, the consciousness is there, barb of delusion, pick it up, and then it is spinning with the barb of delusion. So then another wave from the right to left is coming. So in the middle, then those two waves are meeting each other, and then it generates sort of a door bar. So it's like that, if a still water pond is there and you put some sort of stone, then the wave is going and hitting the wall and coming back, another wave. When the two waves are meeting each other, then there is this sort of a door bar. In the sea, you can see that some sort of white thing is there. One wave on the top of the other or something. So such a door bar can be seen if you look at a person who has not attained, attainments. This can be sort of shown in a diagram. You can see there is this first. You can see there is a door bar over here. This diagram was constructed to discuss this Tayodhamma Sutta, and so there is so many lines here. So there is this green line, that is this what is called Sakkaya Ditthi, that is this self view over here, and then Vicikiccha, that is doubt, and then we have this misapprehension. So there is this green line. So that you can see the 1.3 moha over here is the ignorance. So there are three lines joining that, so therefore this door bar is there. So now normally in a kitchen you can see these doors are moving that way, but this one is actually hinges are like in a salon, in the middle, attaching to this body tie of misapprehension here. So to understand this one little bit further, now you can see there is something, a stick coming from perception to the misapprehension and then pointing the finger to the consciousness. So it's like this stick one over here. And then there is another stick coming from contact as nutriment to feeling, and then the yellow one is going to the mental volition. That is the stick 2 marked over here. So let us say when you are spinning with the barb of lust, that means you are holding from the perception end of the stick and dragging it to the left side. When you are saying you are spinning with the barb of delusion on the right side, that means you are holding from the mental volition, so volition side of thing, and taking it to the right side. So it's like that 2 sticks over here, and then it's going and then it is getting locked. So that is the representation over here. Now this one, when it is get locked, it is rotating 90 degrees, because the covetousness over here will go and join with the mental volition. So then that will form a door bar. So there is a problem here. If you look at from the left side, the physical nutriment side, you can't see the consciousness. If you look at from the consciousness side, you can't see the physical nutriment, because there is a cupboard in between. So now you cannot determine the problem that you have today. Is it because of the physical nutriment or is it because of the consciousness? Because you cannot see each other in that sense. So that is the door bar we are talking about removing. Remember, it is only the door bar. The door is still there. How do you get rid of the door bar? That is 4 great elements. The excrement outside is the element of extension, and element that is excrement, that is not mine. Inside also excrement, that is also the element of extension. So there is no different. External one is the same as the internal one. So you cleanse your mind from the element of extension, element of cohesion, element of motion, and element of heat. So there is nothing left. So then you got the wisdom that these things are not mine, and with that one, this bolt is now removed. The ignorance is gone. So you remove only the bolt over here. Then for the eye of the wisdom, you can see now door is, with the wind it is moving, and then you can see this one, toad. So anger and despair. Remember the 7th one in Potaliya Sutta. So that is the one Buddha is talking about next. And Buddha said, the toad, monk, this is a synonym for the anger and despair. Take out the toad, get rid of anger and despair. Dig clever one, bringing a toad. This is the meaning of that. So how do we get rid of the toad? We learn that one in Potaliya Sutta. You can't live by taking a fruit. So then you throw out the fruit, and then you went to spaces infinite or high level of concentration. And then there also you found, I can't live this way either, because I will pass away from these higher jhana concentrations, from those planes. So the answer was not to take anything apart from the Nibbana. So that is the answer over here for the toad. So you see this anger is there. Now this person, you see that removing this bolt means that he has got the attainment. Now you can see after the attainment, you see that you have anger and despair. It is, after certain understanding, I told, some people who travel going with me to listen to Dhamma, I said that many people are sort of angry. They are angry all the time, and they did not understand that time. What I am trying to say here is, that in the sea that there is some sort of a place where the empty Coca-Cola cans and all those bad things are there accumulated. Likewise, the excrement is outside, excrement is inside. The Buddha is formally saying that when a person get affected by some sort of a painful feeling, like the stress in your office, then that person is beating the breast, and so on. So he does not know how to get rid of this one. So then that person is going looking for some sensual pleasures. Like in the office they say, I need chocolate, I need coffee. So they are running for those coffee machines and so on. So what you are getting when you do that one, then you get the tendency to attachment will grow with it. So you do not, if someone does not know the arising and passing away phenomena, then the tendency to aversion tendency to ignorance will grow. So then you can see from one problem they make 3 problems. So this person who attained this first stage of sainthood or so, that person knows that this is not a solution. The solution is not to take anything apart from the Nibbana. Nowhere to go other than getting rid of that. So then when you take out this toad, then it says the forked path, monk, this is a synonym for doubt. So the doubt has been marked over here. That is the 5th one. You see, a little while ago we said that we got rid of the doubt, isn't it? When you are removing the door bar, that we got rid of the wrong view, the self, and then the sakkaya ditthi, the vicikicca is doubt, and the sila, the paramasa, that is the misapprehension part over here. We got rid of it. But now Buddha is saying it is coming back. But this doubt is a different doubt. Previously he had the doubt, the Eightfold Path is correct or not. Now he understands the Eightfold Path is correct with his attainment, but he has the doubt, how do I use the Eightfold Path? For example, you are asking, how do I meditate? So the answer would be for you to ask someone who knows about it, and then get rid of this doubt. So this doubt become 5-fold. Doubt become 5-fold because the stinginess become 5-fold. You see, there is this stinginess marked over here, that there is another one that I have not marked, the coveting and greed, and the feeling there is this stinginess regarding the gain you can write down at that particular spot. Stinginess regarding the gain, like that rotten mango is a gain for me. And then the other one, stinginess regarding dwelling, is marked from the birth to feeling. And then there is this stinginess regarding the family is marked. And look at our family. This is a family, is aging family over here. And then there is this feeling to misapprehension, stinginess regarding the reputation. Then there you are saying, my father is like that one, my grandfather is a big one, and so on. And then from the feeling to the mental volition, stinginess regarding the doctrine is there. So when it is fivefold, then you get the doubt fivefold. So if I take a simple example, you buy something from the stock market, and then you are not sure whether it is going up or down. So there is a doubt. And then stinginess regarding the dwelling, that let us say that you are after death. Are you sure you are going to get a good body? You do not know, whether I am going to have good form or not. But the moment you have eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and so on, you may not get a one. So whether I am going to get that sort of a birth, you are not sure. So then there is this doubt. And Sampati Mahabrahma says anything to the right side of mental volition is fivefold. For example, lying is fivefold. So you can take an example regarding the stinginess, regarding the gain, you can see, because of the gain people lie. And if I take this stinginess regarding reputation, now let us say you were fired from your office, and then you somehow find another job. So then some friend of yours and coming and asking, are you still working in that old place? No, I just left that place. You are not saying that you are fired, because then it's not good for your reputation. So you are covering up, and then there is this lying over here. Now we are getting rid of the doubt. And then when you get rid of the doubt, then it says the strain among, this is a synonym for the five hindrances. That is the hindrances of sensual desire, and the malevolence, sloth and torpor, restlessness and worry, and doubt, which we have marked over here: sensual desire, ill will, sloth and torpor, restlessness and worry, and the doubt. So doubt came for the third time. So what is this sensual desire? Remember here, we were discussing this one on the first day, saying that sensual desire, that you want to construct a table and you found wood pieces cheap, and that we described the sensual desire over there. And then again, sensual desire can be sort of described using sort of a discourse, and that discourse is called Kaya Sutta. Then in this discourse, Buddha is saying the nutriment for the hindrances. At Savatthi, bhikkhus, just as this body, sustained by nutriment, subsists in dependence on nutriment and does not subsist without nutriment, so too the five hindrances, sustained by nutriment, subsist in dependence on nutriment and do not subsist without nutriment. And what bhikkhu is the nutriment for arising of unarising sensual desire, and for the increase and expansion of arising sensual desire? There is bhikkhu the sign of beautiful, frequently giving careless attention to it. He is the nutriment for the arising of unarising sensual desire, and for the increase and expansion of arising sensual desire. So there is something called the sign of beautiful. So that means a beautiful person, for example. And then what is this careless attention? That is ayuniso manasikara. The careless attention means that you are thinking that this one has, beauty, subha. So actually it is ugly or foul nature. So you are thinking fair. Remember that while it is foul, that you have the perversion that it is fair. So by doing that one, then the sensual desire will come to arise, and then whatever thing that has arisen, it will increase. So that is the sensual desire. That's how it is coming. That is one way to explain the sensual desire over here. There is this another way to explain the sensual desire. There are many ways. I will do another one. Let us say that I have been, let us say I was eating some sort of a curry, let us say pumpkin curry or something, when I was small. And now today I am saying no one is making that sort of a curry for me. So why? Because my taste buds are gone, I can't match that one. So this, whatever the the memories and intentions that I have regarding the old one, when I was small, then can be represented by this part over here, the birth, feeling and aging. So that is what is called Sarasankappa in Pali, and the memories and intentions in English. So today when I am eating, then that can be represented from the coveting and greed, and the feeling and the birth. So those are the two areas. So these two areas do not match. So here, because this, when you are small, aging is somewhere here, and the birth is somewhere close to the coveting and greed. So this one is getting expanded. So these two areas do not match. So then there is a gap. Always when I am eating now, let's say pumpkin curry, now when I compare to whatever thing I was eating when I was small, then it is not matching. So therefore I am thinking I can fix it. That is our stupidity. So it's like that, when you are eating rice and curry or whatever thing, and you used to eat tasty food before, but then you find today it is not like that one, then you are thinking, if there is a pickle or something would be good for me. So you keep the pickle in your mind, but you eat the same thing. So this is happening in the second round. In the first round, I eat, let's say pumpkin I am eating today, and then I am bringing from my memories, the one that I was eating when I was small. So that is the second round. Now there is a gap, and stupidly I am thinking I can fix it, and I establish my consciousness over there. So that is sensual desire. So sensual desire can be explained further in many ways, but so these two are good enough, I suppose. So now that means we have been spinning 2 rounds over here. So keeping pickle in my mind, I keep on eating. So what is happening? So the next 2 rounds, then I will get ill will, because it's not tasting like my grandfather. I spin further, and then I get the sloth and torpor. So that is how these rounds are going on. So we learn sensual desire. Now to get rid of this sensual desire, then what we can do? What is the medicine? Medicine is the 32 parts of the body. Hair of the body, nail, teeth, skin, flesh. That meditation, you do that one, then you can get rid of this sensual desire. And then the next one is the ill will. Again in that Kaya Sutta, Buddha is explaining, and what bhikkhu is the nutriment for the arising of unarisen ill will, and for the increase and expansion of the arisen ill will. There is bhikkhu the sign of the repulsive. Frequently giving careless attention to it is the nutriment for the arising of unarisen ill will, and for the increase and expansion of arisen ill will. There is this repulsive, the sign of the repulsive. So for the sign of the repulsive, you can take my grandfather's example. His taste buds are gone. So when he is going to eat, all the time he is getting angry. So that because taste buds has vanished, and he can't match whatever thing he used to eat. So what is the careless attention over here? Well, you can see that he is actually taking the feeling as a pleasurable thing, isn't it? So in other words, he is thinking, how do we get the pleasure? For the perception of beauty, you add the permanency. So he is thinking that by having a continuous contact, I can have the permanency. So the careless attention, either you can consider it as, taking it as permanent or taking it as pleasure. So by doing that one, then the unarisen ill will come to arise. The arisen one will, come to expansion. It will grow further and further. More and you more think about the ill will, it will grow. It won't go away. If you are angry with someone, for example, if you more and more you think about that person, anger will grow. Similarly, the ill will grow. So what is the solution for this ill will? So that is metta. Loving kindness has to be used. Then the next one is the sloth and torpor. The sloth and torpor is the sickness of the mind and the sickness of the mental state. So your mind is sick as well as the mental states. Mental states are perception, feeling, mental volition, that sort of thing. They are sick as well. So then you are sort of a lethargic person, like you are paralyzed. You don't feel like doing anything. So for this, that sometimes people are saying, mom and dad are saying this child become neglectful because that person was subject to, sensual pleasures and, playing games and watching TV and so on. So when you are repeatedly subject to sensual pleasures, then you are coming to this sloth and torpor scenario and become neglectful as well. So for the solution for this one is that there are two things. One thing is that you need to have effort. The next one is that you need to pursue light. Those are the two things. Sometimes when you are meditating, you feel like sleeping, and some people really like it, to sleep. I had a colleague of mine, and then he was actually telling me, I really like to do meditation. And I asked why. He said, I can sleep very well. So he is doing the meditation to sleep. So you should not be subject to that one, because you have been sleeping 6 hours or whatever thing in the morning and so on, and we have been sleeping many hours now in our life. So what we should be thinking, this half an hour, this is mine, and you think that I am not going to let this come. So got to have effort, virya in Pali. So I am not going to let that happen. I am not going to sleep. If you sort of become like for that sleeping, because that sleeping is really good one as well, because you are sleeping very, very well in that one. So if you like it, then as soon as you start meditation, then the mind is happy to sleep, to take effort over there. The other one is the perception of light. You see that if you feel sleepy, after big meals or whatever thing it is, then lunchtime when you are walking or something, you see this sunlight, strong ones, and then when you feel sleepy, then you think that lunchtime I saw this sunlight, sun rays, and then this one will go away. So that is the medicine for that one. Do you know that all the decisions that we have taken so far, that we have taken in the sloth and torpor time, we have taken the decision from delusion. We think that we take really good decisions, but all the decisions we have taken in the sloth and torpor time, from the delusion we take this decision. One good example is that, let us say, the Europeans over here, they don't sort of stay in one house. They will be staying only 3 years or so and then they take the newspaper and look at, I want to move into that particular place. So they are going for this hunting houses. So then they actually look at the first house, they are saying, oh, this is not north facing. For the second house, they are saying, oh, this kitchen is small. The third house, maybe, it is in the junction, so the light is coming to the house and so on. So they would be saying something like that one. So Monday to Friday, they are going to work. Saturday, Sunday, they are hunting for these houses. And then now they have seen about 70, 80 houses, and they are fed up with it. So they come to this sloth and torpor scenario. The mind is sick, mental states are sick. And then they say, oh, that second house, although, the kitchen is small, it doesn't matter, we can fix it. Let us buy that one. So it come to the sloth and torpor level, and then delusion took the decision. You see, when you get married as well, and then by that time you have taken a decision, you think I got my best decision, but really it is not. In the sloth and torpor time, you took that decision. Why? Because you are actually looking at that person without the light. So if you had the light, then you can see this skin is aging, and then you are not going to grab this one. So without knowing that one, that is the sloth and torpor time that you actually took the decision. So we learn the medicine for the sloth and torpor is one is perception of light, the other one is effort. And then we have restlessness and worry. It's like that you put a balloon on the floor, and then it is shaking here and there. So we have separated the restlessness and worry as two parts over here. So the restlessness has there is a condition, and the cause is what is called kama sanya, that is this sense perception. And then the condition, there are two conditions for you to have restlessness. One is this lust-provoking delight, and then the next one is the gratifying faculty. So those are two things. So an example for this lust-provoking delight is, let us say that there is a slave. So to this slave, his master is saying, there is this, that people are singing, then some sort of a musical place. You go there, and then you make these chairs in a row or something, and if you by any means listen to songs and become neglectful on doing this one, then I will kill you. And with that threatening him, then he was sent. So now he is actually arranged in that chair, in that the music is going on, he is arranged in the chair. So maybe in the first row, having done the first row, put his hand to the one of the chairs and listen to the songs. And then he remember, the boss said that, that I'm going to kill you if you do that one. So then now he is leaving out the song, just making the next row of the chairs. And then because his mind is with the song, because song is going on, now his mind is one time going to the songs, listening to the songs, the other time to fix this, arranging the chairs. So his mind is not getting settled. And that is because of the lust-provoking delight. And there is another one, that is because of the gratifying faculty also you get the restlessness. That is that, when you are meditating, some people went to this space is infinite, black space and so on. So then you feel like sort of staying there, because, that you are suffering quite a lot and this concentration is good. Or some are actually pursuing light over there and looking nice places, so you feel like staying. So it is something like that you are actually coming here to go to Nibbana, attaining of the Nibbana, and then along the way you got the concentration, now you are holding to the concentration. So another example is that someone from in Sri Lanka, Colombo, going to Peradeniya to see the Peradeniya garden, and then halfway through, now he feels that I am tired, let me have a cup of tea, and it's a small garden. So you are there drinking the cup of tea, looking at all these rose flowers and all the other flowers are here. But then he checked the watch, can I go to Peradeniya garden before it closes, like that. In other words, I am holding to a concentration. Can I attain Nibbana before the death? That sort of thing. So now those are the two things creating this restlessness. That is the condition, general condition. So how to get rid of that one? Now you can see the medicine for that one is, if the restlessness is occurring because of the lust-provoking delight, then it's like the slave example. Then you need to take the skeleton meditation or something like that one. So this sick guy, you need to let him stand up. So when by any chance if you go to a higher concentration, then you should be thinking, this is not what I want Nibbana. So now you can see, for the both restlessness and for that thought, anger and despair, that final answer is not to take anything apart from the Nibbana, not even the concentration. So then the restlessness will go. And then we have worry. The worry is remorse over the evil that you have done, is a worry, and remorse over the good things, wholesome things you could not achieve, is a worry. So it is defined in that way: remorse over the evil that you have done, or remorse over the good thing, wholesome thing that you could not do. So if I am going to get an example for the remorse over the good thing I cannot achieve, let us say you have to study for an exam, then you study well and go to the exam, and then there were 5 questions, you answered 3 and 2 more to answer, and then you check the time, you know how to answer, but there's no time. So you ran out of time. So then there is this worry. Now you are actually thinking what to do. And it is saying worry is something like a state of wondering what to do. So whether I am going to pass the exam, fail the exam, so there is this thing. So the other one, this remorse over the evil thing that you have done. Or let us say, although this Lalit is telling, there are worms underneath my garden, well, is the worm always over here? So you take something and dig, and then when you dig, and one of the worms, cut into pieces and then dying, and then you are thinking, oh, what a mess, and I have been killing this little creature by doing this one. So then next day morning you are going to do the meditation, and then you are saying that I refrain from taking life. As soon as you said this one, then that one is coming to your mind, that you killed that worm that yesterday by trying to dig. So it's very difficult to get out. It's like a serpent, keep on biting you. What you need to do at that particular time, you should take a decision that because the decision releases the mind to the object, that is the object of meditation. So you need to take a decision that I did this one, I know it is wrong, I am not going to do it again. But keeping in your mind that tomorrow also I am going to dig and plant something, by saying that one won't make any sense, because the consciousness is aware that you are going to do it. So you need to get a firm decision, I am not going to do it again. So although you do take that decision, and then it is coming up again. So for the second time, as well as for the third time. So you need to remind about that decision again and again. So when after third time, it has not got any, merit or value to take you out of this meditation. So that's the thing. So the worry has got a cause as well as the condition, the underlying tendencies to views, that is called Ditti Anusaya, and that is the cause for that one. And then the condition for this worry is that lack of knowledge, unfulfilled knowledge. So I can give you an example for that one. It was while Buddha was there, that a monk got some sort of a drink. That monk did not want to drink it and pass into the other monk. So that monk died because there was this poison in that drink. So the monk who gave this thing went to the Buddha and asked, was there any, thing for me, because I am the one gave. Then Buddha asked, did you know that it has got poison? And then monk said, no, I did not know. Then Buddha said, then there is nothing for you, nothing bad in that one. So you might go into a conclusion that if I do not know, then it is fine. But it is not correct, isn't it? Even a court over here would not listen to you in that way, because not knowing the rule is not an excuse. So I can give you another example. There was a monk who went to a house. There was this white cloth laid down on a chair, and he did not ask anyone, sat down on this one. Then underneath there was a baby. Because of the monk's weight, that baby died. And then that monk went to the Buddha and asked, well, do I have anything because of this action? And then Buddha said, yes, you should have asked first. If that monk asked this from that mother, the mother would be saying, don't sit down because my baby is underneath. So whatever thing you can prevent, you should prevent. So some of you may not have known that there are worms underneath the soil. So now I told you. So therefore this that was the unfulfilled knowledge. So when the knowledge is there, then one can sort of get rid of it. So that is the worry. So now we have this doubt. The doubt is now, it came for the third time. At this particular moment, this is a very high level of concentration, in the sense, if you want to get rid of this doubt, you need to know the arising phenomena of doubt. The arising phenomena of doubt, one is this sloth and torpor, the other one is the worry. So now you look at this path, that I have doubt, because I have doubt because of the sloth and torpor. And the sloth and torpor, because I am spinning after ill will, I have been spinning for 2 rounds. And the ill will, because after the sensual desire I have been spinning, thinking that pickle in my mind, I was spinning. So now you got the ill will. So why I have sensual desire? Because of the physical nutriment, thinking about that pickle or whatever form. So now you can see why I have doubt, because of the form. Similarly, you can see doubt is because of the worry. Then the worry is because of the sloth and torpor. So sloth and torpor, because of I am spinning 2 rounds after ill will, and ill will because I am spinning 2 rounds after sensual desire. Sensual desire is that I am spinning 2 rounds after the physical nutriment. So again the problem is physical nutriment. So there is a blame game over here. My doubt is because of the physical nutriment. It is the case, isn't it? You buy something from the stock market, that is a physical nutriment. And then you have the doubt for that one. So now it is far away from the form, but you can see it is generated from this physical nutriment, from the form. The meditation about the worry is sort of little bit difficult because there are about 12 terms contributing to worry. The derogation is a one, wrong view is a one, and this lack of virtue is a one, conceit is a one. So there are so many. But for the meditation part, you are not going to look at all. You are going to look at the sloth and torpor. Because of the sloth and torpor, I have worry and come to the doubt. So this is the sort of a time where you are destroying your cankers by understanding this one and meditating. That's sort of a doubt at this point. So we got rid of these 5 hindrances, and then says, take out the strainer, get rid of 5 hindrances, declare one, bringing a tool. This is the meaning of that. The tortoise monk, this is a synonym for the 5 grasping groups. So that is to say, there is this form, feeling, the perception, volitional formation and consciousness, which is marked over here in green. So you have done this meditation where this 5 aggregates of clinging. On the first day you were contemplating the arising and passing away phenomena. Then we were talking about do only form and the feeling, and you can see it is in the shape of a tortoise, isn't it? So now today your mind is sort of, you have concentration, then now you can do the perception. So how do we do the perception? Remember yesterday we were looking at the excrement outside, that is the element of extension, and the excrement inside is also the element of extension, and then you disregard from the element of extension as not mine. Similarly, element of cohesion, motion, and then the element of heat. So when you do that one, you go into a high level of concentration. Some people went to this black space. So that is, the space is infinite. Now when you go there, then what happens if you seek delight in that perception? That is, space is infinite. So then that is the perception, space is infinite. So when you seek delight, welcome it, hold into it, then the delight in that perception come to arise. So the delight in that perception means clinging. As clinging as condition the existence as condition the birth. So then the whole mass of suffering will come to arise. So then you do the passing away phenomena. One does not seek delight in perception, does not welcome, does not remain hold into it. Then the delight in perception will cease. With the cessation of delight comes the cessation of clinging. With the cessation of clinging comes the cessation of existence. With the cessation of existence, then the cessation of birth. So the whole mass of suffering come to an end. So that is the meditation part over there. Now, so when you do that one, what does that mean? That means you are thinking about the passing and arising of perception. So when you observe that phenomena, that means that is what is called impermanent. So in that case, you are having this liberation due to wisdom. That's what you have, prajna vimukti, liberation due to wisdom. So this is in the shape of a tortoise. You can see this number 7 is physical nutriment, is like the mouth of the tortoise and the other part over here. So why it is tortoise? That you can see tortoise has this characteristic, it is living 600 years or so, and then it takes something and then hiding inside the shell. So we are also like that one. Husband and wife is going, and then you see a beautiful woman or a beautiful man, and then straight away you grab that one, sign and features, then it is inside, and that is lasting for a long time. Some people are saying, oh no, we are not doing that one. But if you are not doing that one, then in every birth you must have married to one person. Oh, it is not like that one. If you think about your past birth, it is really disgusting, because sometimes you marry your mother, sometimes your daughter, sometimes that person is your wife. So it's like, these cats and dogs, their behavior. So we learn the tortoise, how to get rid of that one using the concentration meditation. And then take out the tortoise, get rid of the 5 grasping groups, dig clever one, bringing a tool. This is the meaning of that. The slaughterhouse monk, this is synonym for the 5 stand of sense pleasures. So that is material shapes, cognizable by the eye, agreeable, pleasant, light, enticing, connected with sensual pleasures, alluring. Similarly, the sounds, smells, savors, touches, cognizable by the body, agreeable, pleasant, light, enticing, connected with sensual pleasures, alluring. So take out the slaughterhouse, get rid of the 5 stands of sensual pleasures, dig clever one, digging a tool. This is the meaning of that one. So in other words, that you are going to a slaughterhouse, butcher's place, and you take some sort of piece of meat, then you chop it, and then this one is good for the eye. Another one, you get some sort of a sound, and that is good for the ear. Then another one, you chop, then it's good for the nose. Then another one, and you cut down, then you say it's good for the tongue. And then another part, you are saying this, meat is good for my body as well. So, which is marked over here, number 8, chopping block. That's 5 stand of sensual pleasure. So, now what is the solution for this one? You see, this is because of the contact we are getting this one, isn't it? So, then not having the contact is the best thing over here to get rid of this one. So, then says the piece of flesh monk, this is a synonym for the passion of delight. Take out the piece of flesh, get rid of passion of delight, dig clever one, bringing a tool. This is the meaning of that one. So that we have mark over here, number 9, piece of flesh, passion of delight. Is in Pali, it's called Nandi Raga. Nandi is delight, and Raga is lust or passion over here. So now this, remember our meditation about the coveting and greed in Potaliya Sutta? Now you can do that meditation part over here first. You can see this sensual desire which is marked. So you extend that line, then what you see is aging. So that means my sensual desire means I like aging. If I foolishly like aging, then certainly I like sickness and death. And what is written over here? The delight, Nandi. Delight means that I am happy to be born. So what is here in between? You wrote down that is a stinginess regarding this gain over here. The rotten mango is a gain for me. So you do that part of the meditation for the coveting and greed part meditation for this part. But this is the passion of delight. This one is little bit going further than that one. You see, every identity view has got this delight in it, because it is covered in a more advanced course, and when the identity view, whatever way it is breaking, we make it again. So when we make it, then we are happy. So there is a delight in the identity view. So therefore you have this lust for that delight. So that is what is called this passion of delight. So for you to get rid of this one completely, then you need to know this one, birth to aging. You normally think I know aging, but when you are talking about aging, you are talking about aging of the form, which is visible. But not only there is aging of form, there is this aging phenomena of feeling, perception, volitional formation, as well as consciousness. which is not covered in this course. But I can give you an example for you to do this one. You know that in your house there is a picture frame. When you hang in the wall, you know you might have paid quite a lot of money, so you let other people see, yes, I got this picture frame. Right? So then one day, you know, you are going to dust it, and then you see one of the nails, you know, it got rotten, and then this rust is coming out of that one, and it is not good. Do you sort of throw away the picture frame? No. What you do, because you have spent quite a lot of money over there, so you get some, you know, paint or something, cover it up. So next day also, when you are coming to do this dusting, do you look at the picture frame, or do you look at that nail? You are looking at the rusted nail, whether this, you know, this thing is coming out or not. So now you can see your feeling change. It's not like before, because you are not looking at the picture frame, you are looking at the rusted nail. And then your perception is also, therefore it is rusted. You know, it is subject to that aging thing. And whatever thing you do to fix this one also has got this aging thing. For example, my grandfather was saying, when you are cooking, if you put this, you know, certain things, ingredients, then you get the perfect meal. But even if you put those things, turmeric and so sort of thing, but his taste buds are gone. So it does not matter whatever the volitional formations you do, you can't match your former feeling. So therefore you can see the volitional formations are subject to aging as well. And then whatever the consciousness constructed out of that one has got the same thing. So what is this picture frame? That is you. Every day in front of the mirror you go and look at, are you looking at, oh, am I beautiful, or are you looking at whether there is a pimple, you know, rusted thing is, you know, coming out of this one. That is what you are looking at. So every day you can see your feeling change and the perception change accordingly, you know, because it's rusted. It's like a rusted nail. And no matter what you do, whatever cream you apply, it would be the same. It's not going to change. You are thinking it will, you know, it will become better. That's all. So you can do the coveting and greed meditation over here, and then think about the picture frame. You know, first look at the picture frame, and then apply it to your body. This is, I am the picture frame. You know. So when you do that one, then what it says is, then when you get rid of that one, the cobra monk, this is a synonym for a monk whose cankers are destroyed. Let the cobra be. Do not touch the cobra. Do reverence to the cobra. This is the meaning of that. So we have written the cobra is a synonym for a monk whose cankers are destroyed. That means that arahant, isn't it? So we should be writing it on the top, but we have already written over there, the Sahampati Mahabrahma, arahant over there. So what is Buddha is trying to tell over here? You see that in the Potaliya Sutta, what you are trying to do is to stop the vehicle from running, the engine and the whole vehicle. Now here what we are trying to do, we are going to dismantle the vehicle. So we need to dismantle the way Buddha is describing. The first one is this 4 great elements. So you need to look at, this element of excrement. Outside is the element of extension. Then it is not mine. The internal one, excrement is there. That is the element of extension. Now cleanse your mind from the element of extension. Similarly, the element of cohesion, element of motion and element of heat. So when you do that one, what are we actually getting rid of? This axle over here, isn't it? From the gearbox to birth, stinginess regarding dwelling. Because if it is excrement and urine and so on, would you make your house on the top of that one? So you are going to get rid of that one. So and then when you get rid of, you can see the door bar is gone, you got the wisdom that these things are not mine, the noble attainment, and then the bolt is removed, dobha is gone. Now only the dobha was removed, so this door is moving here and there because of the wind. Then you can see for this eye of wisdom, you can see there is this toad. So anger and despair, which that part of the meditation you did. Potali Sutta, the 7-1, I can't live with the fruit. I can't live with throwing away the fruit as well. So form sphere as well as the formless sphere. So if you can't live, then what can you do? Don't take anything apart from the Nibbana. So then the toad will disappear. When the toad is gone, then the doubt is coming up. For the doubt at this time, it is because that you do not know how to meditate, you do not know how to follow through the Eightfold Path, so that you ask someone who knows about it, then the doubt will go away. And then we get these 5 hindrances: sensual desire, ill will, sloth and torpor, restlessness and worry, and the doubt. So now what is the medicine for sensual desire? That is, you need to contemplate 32 parts of the body. Then why are we actually doing the 32 parts? We already did over here, isn't it? That is the 4 great elements when we are talking about. That we were looking at the excrement, urine, saliva and so on. So why are we doing this again? You see, there is a sort of a bridge. I mentioned on the second day that from self to permanency, that from your vanity or conceit you are making the bridge. So now when you do this part of the meditation over here, so you are saying those excrement and urine, all those things not mine. So that means not self. So then the bridge will be broken. So there won't be bridge from self to permanency. So then the permanency will be removed from that one. You see, the permanency is making you sort of, it is making you assigning a value to the foul things as fair. It is forcing you. One good example is that let's say you are going to a house, you heard that one of your grandmas got sick, and having heard this one, you are going to visit her. So when you go to that house, then you can see the grandma is inside that room, and the people in the house is saying that grandma did not get up from this bed for the last 2 years. Now we were cleaning up, you can see the smell of urine and sort of thing is there as well. So you are upset and you are coming out of the house, out of that room. You are thinking this grandma will expire, and she will die in another year or so on this bed. And then when you are coming out, then somebody is actually wrapping up a baby, inside the house and going. Oh, the baby. So now you are actually, it's not the same, the Dhamma that you apply to grandma, you are not applying to the baby. Why is that? Baby got the excrement, urine and saliva, all those bad things. Why you are not applying? Because grandma is dying and the baby is living. It is lasting, permanent. So the permanency make that the perception of foulness, you cannot actually see it. Now you are saying it is fair, beauty, and so on. So imposing the condition upon you. So if the baby is putting some vomit out or something, then sort of you come to idea, that baby is also dirty thing. So now since we got rid of this permanency here to a certain extent, and now you can actually pursue that excrement as excrement, the baby as excrement, urine and so on. You see, it's sometimes when people meditate and then they say excrement is not mine and so on, they go to space is infinite level. But some people sort of see it as grey. You go there and just see it and then coming back. They could not maintain it. But when you apply at this particular moment, you are going into the deep space. In the deep space, you don't have any idea about the form. So you don't even remember, you recall, or you are not coming back. So at that particular time, it is easy to destroy your cankers. So then when you are applying this, at this particular moment, that excrement, urine and so on, starting from the hair, head hair, so now you can go to deep space. And so what is the medicine for ill will? That is loving kindness. For the sloth and torpor, you need to have, there are two things. One is that perception of light, the other one is effort. And then you get the restlessness. For the restlessness, there were two things, because one is because of the gratifying faculty, the other one is because of the lust-provoking delight. So if it is the lust-provoking delight, asada indriya in Pali, and the other one lust-provoking delight, it is because of the lust-provoking delight, then it's like a slave's example. In that case, what you need to do, that you need to let this slave get up by using skeleton meditation or something like that one. And then by doing that one, if you go to higher concentration, then you should be thinking, this is not what I want is Nibbana. So then you can see the final answer for the restlessness and the toad is the same. Don't take anything apart from the Nibbana. For the worry, then you got to have this, because of the unfulfilled knowledge. So you get the knowledge, therefore you can get rid of the worry. And then for the doubt, now this is where you are actually destroying your cankers, that level of understanding here. So you need to know about the arising phenomena of doubt, that is sloth and torpor and worry. So now you look at that part, I have sloth and torpor. That means I have been spinning 2 rounds after ill will. Ill will because I have been spinning 2 rounds after the sensual desire. Sensual desire because I have been spinning 2 rounds after the physical nutriment. So the blame game is now going to the physical nutriment. And similarly, go through the worry part. Worry is because of the sloth and torpor, and along the way we are blaming physical nutriment again. So then 5 hindrances are gone. Then you see the tortoise, and over here you are contemplating the arising and passing away phenomena of perception. That is, if you do it rightly at this particular moment using the concentration meditation, one seek delight, one welcome, one remain holy, then you can actually reach the liberation due to wisdom. And when you get rid of the tortoise, then what you see is this chopping block over here, number 8. And because of the contact, we do have this one. With the cessation of contact, we will get rid of this one. And that means you are removing the steering wheel of the car. And then the final one over here, the piece of flesh, that is the passion of delight. So for that one, you are doing this coveting and greed meditation. Remember, there is a sensual desire. If you extend that one, that means that I like the aging. If you like aging, then you like sickness and death. And what is over here is delight, Nandi. That means I like to be born again after death. For what purpose? What we have over here is stinginess regarding the gain, the rotten mango. So, and then you think about the picture frame at that particular point. That whole thing is about this picture frame. Then apply that rotten, that rusted nail over there. Look at the picture frame and then apply to yourself. You are the picture frame going in front of the mirror. You thought it's a good thing and put it inside the house, isn't it? That picture frame. So then you are actually removing this axle over here. That is, this is the coveting and greed to the birth. So then you are separated. from this physical nutriment and so on, then you become an arahant. So that's the meditation. So start with the 4 great elements.